Alright, so we're back. We're here for our first game of the 5-game series in play testing. I'll be playing the 4-color Cascade deck that we introduced, and Adam.
I'll be playing Rogue Delver.
Alright.
So we're going to roll. See who goes first. Roll the 4. And that's an 11.
11. I will play first.
Alright, draw.
Good luck, sir.
You too.
Alright, so for an opening 7, there's a few things I want to see. I want to have plenty of lands and something to do on turn 1. So with this hand, I achieved that. I have something to do on turn 1, and I have plenty of land. So this should be a pretty interesting hand. I got some other cool cards. I don't really want to go into too much detail, but yeah, we'll see how this plays out.
Alright, my hand is definitely a keep. I have these, which are important, these, which I do need, and these, which should help me get there. Alright, hopefully his hand isn't broken.
Alright, so I'm going to play. I'm going to lead things off with a Tropical Island. I'll pay a blue mana and suspend Ancestral Vision.
Sure.
So that gets 4 counters. Yep. And pass.
I'll draw. Cast the land. That's all I want to do for my turn. Pass.
Alright, so I'm going to untap. Beginning my upkeep, I'll remove the suspend counter.
Resolve.
Draw off my turn.
Sure.
So he's saying resolves, which brings up a good point. He could stifle me removing a counter, or he could stifle the last trigger.
And it puts it on the stack.
It'll just stay in limbo forever, which is sad.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I can put another counter on it, which I cannot. So let's see. For turn 2, I'll play a Grove of the Burn Willows, and then I will play a Deathrite Shaman.
Sure.
And I'm all set.
Still into your turn. I will crack this.
Alright, so on my end step, you're going down to 19. First Blood. Get there.
Volcanic Islands.
I smell lightning bolts.
It's not a fork bolt. That's sorcery. What you cut?
Yep. That's good.
Alright.
Bye, Deathrite.
Fixed. Alright, go to my turn. Draw. I'll waste your Tropical Island.
Bye, Tropical Island.
Now this is one of those instances where I don't know which is right. Because if he has Punishing Fire, he's going to be able to recharge it. But I feel like blue is more important in finding all your, using your brainstorms and your ponders. So hopefully that's right. And I will pass turn.
Alright, go to my upkeep, trigger the suspend,
Yep.
remove a counter down to 2.
Yep.
Draw for my turn. Let's see. I'll play a land and pass the turn.
Alright.
Underground. This is an Underground Sea for reference.
I see it. Draw. Do that. So this is what my hand looks like right now after a couple draw spells. After drawing twice. I don't want to get choked on mana here, so I will cast a Ponder. Resolves, I assume.
Resolves, yeah, I'm not gonna... I don't play any counter spells.
So this is what I pondered into. I am going to put it back. Probably like this. And I'm going to draw a Ponder. Play a land for my turn. I'll pass.
Alright. Go to my upkeep.
Sure.
Trigger Ancestral Visions.
Yep.
Goes down to 1 suspend counter.
1 suspend counter.
Draw for my turn. I'll play Misty Rainforest.
Sure.
Crack Misty Rainforest.
I'll stifle that. I'll crack my own Misty Rainforest.
All right, so we both lose a life. I'm down to 19. Adam is down to 18.
Stifled.
And he's stifling it. No. Okay, go ahead.
Shuffled away my Goyf, but it's definitely worth to keep him off mana because at 3 mana he starts doing things like Shardless Agent and other bad spells for me. My cut. I will cast a Nimble Mongoose.
Resolves.
Pass turn.
All right, go to my turn. Upkeep. Trigger the last suspend.
Yep. I will stifle it from going on the stack.
Oh, no. Okay, so Ancestral Visions is going to stay in exile, and it's never going to go off because I have no way of putting a counter on it. Ah, boy. That's disappointing. All right. Well, I'm going to go to my turn. Draw. Let's see. I'm going to main phase a Brainstorm here.
Yep.
Resolves?
Yep.
Okay. Draw 3 cards. These are the 3 cards that I drew. Pretty insane. Brainstorm is the best card. Just so good. So we're going to get rid of things that we're not going to be using. Oh boy. I really like all these cards, so I don't want to get rid of any of them. It's a tough decision. I don't think I'm going to play this turn, because I want to kind of play around days, make sure it resolves. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put... I also really want to make a land drop every turn. So I'll put back... Looks like this card is the one that's not going to be getting played in the next 2 turns. So I'll put this back. And then I'll put this back so I draw it next turn. Play my land for turn.
Yep.
And I'm going to use the ability where you gain a life and I'll make a green mana. So back up to 19. And I'll use that to play a Deathrite Shaman. Does it resolve?
Yep.
Shaman's going to be really good because I'm going to be able to remove cards and get rid of his threshold. And then I can actually just straight up block because he's a 1/2.
You can't block right now. I have 7 cards in my graveyard.
Right. Right now I can't block.
Yep.
But that's the plan.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And like I'm supposed to do, I just rip off top, which is nice. We will attack for 3.
No blocks. I'm going to go down to 16 life.
Put some more threats on the table here. Not from Mongoose. I will pass turn.
Okay. Untap.
Mm-hmm.
Draw.
Sure.
Yep. Play land for turn.
Sure.
Let's go ahead and let's activate Deathrite Shaman, exile your Wasteland.
Sure.
And I'll use that to create a green mana.
Sure.
Then I'll use a blue mana and a colorless mana, and I'll play Shardless Agent and trigger Cascade.
I'm going to think for a second. Shardless Agent. Pretty good. Can't actually... Yeah, so Cascade is going to resolve. Cascade triggers.
Oh, I'm really bad. I know what this is and I don't want it. I already passed priority. So I can't even fetch.
Yeah.
Okay. Abrupt Decay.
That's
I'm not going to Cascade into it.
Sure.
Okay. So Shardless resolves. Not too impressive. I made a huge mistake. What I should have done is fetched before I passed priority, because I knew that Shardless Agent was going to Cascade into an Abrupt Decay. But I was kind of worried about him stifling this land, so I don't know. I think I made the wrong play, but hopefully it doesn't really have too much of a bearing on the rest of the game. Yeah, that's all I'm going to do for this turn.
Oh, is it charm your Deathrite Shaman? 2 damage.
Dead.
I'll swing for 6.
So yeah, I'll take the 6. So I go down to 10 life.
Yep. So we're at 16. Sorry, pretty 10. I'll pass.
Okay, so I untap, draw. Oh, that's good. I'm gonna fetch. So I go down to 9. Let's grab a tropical island.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna go ahead and cast a another Shardless Agent, and I'll trigger a Cascade.
Yes.
So Cascade triggers Deathrite Shaman. Do either of these resolve?
I'm going to. I feel like I have to do something here. There's a lot of things I just can't deal with right now. Now it doesn't matter what I can do. You can double block one of my Mongies and one of them will still die. But I do feel like this is going to give me more problems later. So go all in, I guess. I'll daze Deathrite Shaman.
I'll respond to Daze by fetching.
Yep.
Going down to 8.
Yep.
I'll grab a Bayou and pay the 1 mana.
Yeah. I'll follow it up with another daze.
Double Daze?
Yeah,
Sure.
I feel like these dazes are dead at this point in the game.
Yeah.
You seem to be.
Yeah, I'm hitting all my land drops.
And I just can't have
This
them.
guy's such a problem that like you already played out your threats, so you don't really need your mana as much. And yeah, that's gonna do it for my turn. I will pass.
Now this is the point in the game where is it worth losing a Nimblemonger's to a Shardless Agent? I mean, if he double blocks one of these Goose, he's gonna have to take 3 and go to 5. He has 2 cards in his hand.
2 cards.
2 cards. What are those 2 cards? Hopefully one was a Bloodbraid Elf or something. I don't know.
You want this to be Bloodbraid Elf?
No. Definitely not. So I guess what I'm going to do here is actually just say swing. And if he trades, he trades.
I'm going to double block one of his Nimblemongies.
Yep.
And the reason this isn't so bad is Artifact. I play Tarmogoyf, so getting Artifact in the graveyard, this is a nice opportunity to pump my Goyfs. And I get to take care of one of his Shroud guys, which none of my removal spells allow me to do.
I'll play land. Pass turn.
So I'm down to 5 life. This is the danger zone. So I got to start pulling back now. Untap, draw. Play a land for turn. Volcanic Island.
Sure.
So I'll make a colorless and a green. Play Tarmogoyf. Spell Snare like a boss.
Yep.
and then I will pay a blue and a green and play a Tarmogoyf.
Sure.
So right now we have instant, land, creature, artifact. And is that a ponder?
That's a sorcery.
So that's sorcery. So Goyf is a 5/6. Pretty healthy. And I'm going to go ahead and take the opportunity to get 2 points of damage in.
Puts me at 17.
17. Go ahead. And I have an empty hand.
Yeah.
So hopefully I get there. I'm dead to... What am I dead to? Double burn spell.
Yeah. I'll play a Tarmogoyf of my own.
His own Tarmogoyf.
Pass.
Okay, so I'm going to untap. Draw. Now this is exactly the kind of card I want to draw right now.
It's Ponder.
It's a Bloodbraid Elf.
Alright.
So I'm going to cast Bloodbraid Elf.
Which one's a Ponder?
Yeah. I'll leave an Underground Sea open. Trigger Cascade.
Just want to show the viewers at home. Yeah. So Cascade.
And I'll Cascade into it. Umezawa's Jitte.
Like a boss.
Couldn't really ask for a better card right here. This right here is what's gonna really help me pull ahead in the next couple of turns, assuming I live through the next turn. He needs to have double Lightning Bolt to win, or actually he could go Lightning Bolt, Fork Bolt. So let's hope he doesn't have that and pass the turn.
Alright. Drops my turn. I'll use... I'll cast a Brainstorm.
Sure. Results. And the reason I didn't attack yet is because our Goyfs just bounce off each other, and I don't have the mana to start generating tokens with Jitte. I want to take full advantage of this Jitte.
Play the land.
Well, he has access to double red.
I'll go to 16. And like Mad is worried about, it is worth getting the extra Volcanic just in case I need to cast 2 Lightning Bolts on the same turn. Very rarely do I cast 2 green spells on the same turn. That cut. I'll cast Ponder.
Yes, Ponder is good. It's very good for us. It's good for me.
You have 0 cards in your hand?
No cards in hand.
Alright. I'm going to shuffle this Ponder here.
That's also good for me because it means he didn't find the card he's looking for, and the card he's going to draw now could be literally anything, even a boat.
Even a boat.
It actually couldn't be a boat, unless you play Capsize.
Or Predator Flagship.
Or Predator Flagship.
Random card off the Ponder. It's all you, my friend.
Pass turn, alright. Untap. Draw. This is what I drew. We'll see if it's relevant. So I'm going to go ahead and pay 2 mana. I'm going to equip Jitte to one of my creatures. Now I'm trying to decide if I equip it to Tarmogoyf and swing, he can block with Goyf and Goose, and it'll kill my Tarmogoyf, and I won't get to kill his Tarmogoyf, but I will get to use Jitte tokens to kill the Tarmogoyf after, so I'm willing to take that risk. And as I'm equipping, I don't want him to Lightning Bolt the creature that I'm going to equip, because that would just totally blow out the 2 mana that I invested, and I want to be doing a lot of things with my mana, so I don't want to take a risk of equipping one of these creatures, even though I would rather have one of these die trading with either of his creatures. I don't want to get blown out on the equipment in the event that he has just one lightning bolt. So I'm equipping the Tarmogoyf, and then I'm going to move to my attack step, and I'll get in there with Goyf.
This is a tough block for me. This is a tough block for me. I want to swing back. Don't know if I'll be able to. Also want to get his Goyf off the board as it's the biggest thing here. But I would have to trade my Nimble Mongoose for it. He's representing his Abrupt Decay up. If he does have it, he's able to cast it. Definitely don't want my Goyf dying. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to just block with the Tarmogoyf. And during damage, when this triggers for tokens, I'll stifle the counters being put on Jitte.
Stifle the Jitte counters, huh?
Yep.
That's annoying. Okay. So my attack was pretty much just negated right there with a stifle. Now I have the option of equipping Jitte to another creature or playing the card in my hand. I think I'm going to play the card in my hand. So what he did was he blocked Tarmogoyf. So his Goyf has 4 damage on him right now, or 5 damage. So his Goyf only needs 1 more damage to die. So I'm going to take the opportunity to Punishing Fire his Tarmogoyf. And that'll kill it.
I'm only casting Daze here just so he doesn't bring it back.
Yeah, I'll pay the 1 with colorless.
Yep.
So Goyf dies. So I still got a reasonable trade out of this attack. I have Jitte online, and I know he just has land in hand and Mongoose. I know for a fact I can deal with all those cards with what I have. I just need to hope that he doesn't draw anything that will change the game. Go ahead.
He's still at 5, but this is actually looking pretty bad, and I'm probably just going to lose this game. I feel like we should just go to the second game, honestly.
Yeah, at this point...
Even though I'm at 16 life, you have Punishing Fire recursion going on.
I can recur Punishing Fire, so I'm getting incremental advantage with that.
You have Jitte.
Every turn. And I have Jitte, which gives me incremental advantage every turn. And I'm going to be drawing a card every turn. He's only going to draw 1 card every turn. He doesn't have recurring advantage like I do.
Mongoose gets blocked by Bloodbraid Elf. And
we would trade, and then I'm just going to send like 7 damage and then lethal. He's actually dead in 2 turns, but he's a good enough player to recognize that, and we're going to call it right here.
Yeah. All right, let's do this. All right.
Okay. So we'll courtesy cut. Going into game 2.
Keep you honest.
Adam will be on the play.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3,
and
4,
good luck,
5,
sir.
6, 7. That's what I got. So this hand.
I want to bring it up a little.
All right. So this hand is a mulligan.
I'm not looking, I promise.
Yep. Definitely gonna mulligan this hand.
It's more gonna look. I'm still not gonna look. Okay, I looked.
Honestly, if I had 1 land, I'd keep this all day. Even though it is definitely creature heavy. I like to have turn 1 Delver. It's very powerful, but this hand was not meant to be. No lands.
For reference, I am definitely keeping my hand because of these cards are really good. It's good to have these in your opener, and then I have these cards, which are really good in your opener. Basically, you only want these in your opener. And then I have other stuff. So this hand's really interesting. I'm actually pretty excited to play this game. My cut was bad luck last time.
Yeah. Appreciate you not doing it again. Alright, so this hand is definitely much better than our opening 7. Yeah, let's keep this hand.
Okay. You're on the play.
Yep, you keep him. I'll fetch.
Brings you down to 19.
I'll grab a tropical island. Shuffle up a little bit here. I'll cast the Delver.
So turn 1 Delver is basically the best play that he can have. That concerns me a little bit because it really puts the pressure on right off the bat. So I really got to give it all I got.
All right, I'm done.
Untap, draw, untap all my permanents.
All right.
So I'm gonna lead off with a Taiga and a Deathrite Shaman.
Yep.
And I'll pass the turn.
All right. Delver trigger on my upkeep. I won't reveal. I'll crack another fetch.
Brings him down to 18.
18. You're still at 19?
I am still at 20.
You're still at 20. Yeah, that's right. That Deathrite Shaman's not going to live. It's too important to your deck right now.
Yeah, I was hoping. The reason I played the Shaman, I mean, he's a 1/2 and he can block the Delver if he doesn't flip. And I really just want to start getting rid of his graveyard. But since he's a good player, he decided to just not allow me to do that.
I will attack for 1.
Get it
down to 19.
Get it while the getting's good.
Yeah, I don't think I can attack for 1 very often against your deck.
At 19.
I'll cast a second Delver Secrets there.
Okay. That could be a big problem.
Your turn.
Untap, draw. That was a good draw. Let's see. I'll run a Bayou out there. I'll cast a Deathrite Shaman.
Sure.
And
like a boss.
A Birds of Paradise.
Okay.
So the reason I played the Deathrite Shaman turn 1, like I explained, he's a 1/2 versus a 0/1. So in the off chance that his Delver doesn't flip, which it didn't, and he doesn't kill my Deathrite, it would prevent him from attacking and getting that 1 point of damage in.
Oh, that is right.
Go ahead.
Sorry. So I'll go to my upkeep. Both these triggers. First trigger, reveal. I'll reveal.
See, guys, Brainstorm really is the best card in the game.
Hey, it flips Delver, right? All right. I'll draw Brainstorm for my turn.
Seems good.
Attack for 6 in the air.
So now the pressure's really on. He's attacking for 6. I'm at 19, so I'm on a 4-turn clock here. If he draws any burn spell, it becomes a 3-turn clock. So I really got to start. I can block with the birds if worst comes to worst, but I'm going to try and not use birds for that function if I can help it. So I take the 6 and I go down to 13. Sure, begrudgingly.
Yeah, I'll play third Delver Secrets. That's the god draw.
Okay. All right. So yeah, this is looking pretty bad. This is about the worst case scenario for me. Anything else?
I'm all set.
Okay. Untap. Draw. This is not the card I wanted to draw. Not at all. Alright, so now I'm on a 2-turn clock. That 4-turn clock just got cut in half. I'll make my land drop because I want to get dazed. And I'll make a blue, green, green, and I'll cast a Shardless and trigger Cascade.
Yes.
So the Cascade trigger resolves. Land, 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 land. Tarmogoyf.
Sure.
My boy. Do all my creatures resolve?
Yes.
Okay. Creatures resolve. Well, I know that I'm not going to be doing much blocking next turn, but I'm not going to attack with Deathrite Shaman because I have mana open. I can gain life. I can use it to shrink his graveyard, so I'm going to just keep my Deathrite Shaman open and not get my free attack in.
Yep.
Go ahead.
I need to turn out Brainstorm.
Sure.
Just trying to set up this Delver Secretary. I am definitely usually like to do these brainstorms on my turn, but just for value. We're going to be efficient here. Make sure Delver flips so we can do some damage. So go to my upkeep. I'll reveal for Delver. It's a brainstorm.
It is a brainstorm.
I'll flip this. Draw this for the turn. Play a land. Since I have 3 flyers that are 3/2s, I think I'll turn sideways and attack you.
So that's 9 damage that I cannot block. I can't do anything about it just yet. Hopefully I'll draw into some business. And I'm going to just eat that 9 like a big old sandwich. Go down to 4 life.
So you're at 4 life.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's all I'm going to do for this turn.
Alright, so on his end step, I'm going to have you gain a life to make a green. So that puts you back up to 19. And I'll activate Deathrite Shaman, targeting Deathrite Shaman.
That'll put you to 6.
I'm going to gain 2 life and go to 6.
Alright.
See if I can live just a little longer. Untap. Draw. This is not what I needed to draw to live. So I'm probably going to lose this game. Almost definitely going to lose this game. Let's cast a Deathrite Shaman.
Yep.
Resolved.
Sure.
Go ahead.
So he hasn't scooped yet. That means he has maybe 2 Abrupt Decays, maybe a Punishing Fire. I have turn. I'm going to crack this.
Sure, so you go back down to 18.
I had a Mongoose on top I was not worried about. I was not excited about playing. He has a lot of ground guys to block it, and his Deathrite Shamans will make sure he'll never be a 3/3. So I'll just grab another Volcanic Island. Shuffle this up. So now I am drawing live. So I figure if you have, you have to have 2 removal spells or you just scoop. So that makes Daze a good draw. Makes a lot of things good here. Abrupt Decay obviously we can't counter, so hopefully he doesn't have too many of those. Also a lightning bolt would be great because if he gets rid of 2, this one will still put him at 3, and lightning bolt will just finish him off. All right. So I'll draw for my turn, and I'll turn all of these guys sideways.
So at this point, my options are block here, and then I'm going to float a red mana, and once we go to damage, I will be dead.
Yeah,
I just wanted to put him in a position where he had to make the winning play. I see a lot of players have everything they need to win, and then proceed to not win.
Yeah, make mistakes.
You can easily make a mistake,
yeah.
And good players should always allow your opponent to make mistakes. Put yourself in the position.
Yeah. Definitely didn't want to overthink. I had another brainstorm. I had a stifle in my hand.
Maybe he wouldn't attack with all 3 if he thought I was bluffing with cards in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
Just give yourself outs. I mean, obviously, he's a good player. That's why we're utilizing his skills for this testing video. He's not gonna make any beginning mistakes like that. But I'm still going to just do best practices. So game 3, I lost, so I'll be on the play. And knowing that I'm on the play, that'll affect my sideboard decisions as such.
Hey guys, you want to see
game 3?
Did you want to see my mulligan? I'll show you my mulligan to 6. It was those 5 plus a mongoose.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
No, I'm sorry. It was this plus a mongoose, and then I drew off the top like a boss.
Even better.
Yep.
All right. So, are we openly discussing our sideboard strategies, or how are we going to do this?
You can make firm decisions. You discuss with the camera. If you feel like you want to discuss them with each other, you can.
Yep. I feel like these are not going to do anything versus him, so I'm not going to bring those in. These could be good, but he's a tempo deck, and I don't want to take the extra damage that these are going to cost me. And they're really only effective turn 1 because he's going to play all his best spells on turn 1. So I'm not bringing in Thoughtseize. This could be an option. I have to look at my deck and see how many cards I want to take out. But I could maybe think about bringing this in. It's more for combo matchups, but Cabal Therapy is very strong. And I can 2-for-1 with it because I play so many creatures. It's probably not bringing it in, but something to think about. Which brings me to Crows and Grip. I did not see any artifacts or enchantments. Some enchantments that his deck might play include Sylvan Library or Sulfuric Vortex. But since I didn't see those, I'm not going to bring it in. I'm definitely going to bring in this second Jitte. It's really what helped me pull ahead in that first game. So I'm going to bring that in. And the Jace, he has, I know that every Rug player plays with Red Blasts in their sideboards. And me being a blue deck, I don't need a big mana-intensive target for him to deal with for 1 mana. And he doesn't even need to necessarily counter it. If he doesn't have the Red Blast in hand as I cast it, he can still use it later in the game to just one-shot this guy. This is more for the control matchups, and this is a tempo deck. So really, this is the only card that I definitely want in this matchup. As far as dead cards go, I don't have a lot. Most of these cards are actually really good in this matchup. So I would say probably my least active card is going to be maybe 1 Ponder. I can switch a Ponder out, bring me down to 2 for an answer. And like I said earlier in the deck tech video, I think it's better in game 2 to draw answers instead of cards that find answers. Because drawing a Ponder when you want a Jit, even if you use this Ponder to find the Jit, it's a 3-mana Jit rather than a 2-mana Jit. So, taking out 1 Ponder, bringing in 1 Jitte, and we'll try it again.
Right. So, this is my first time sideboarding for this matchup. I don't know how much of a problem Punishing Fire is going to be, but I'm going to try out my Surgical Extractions here, see how good they are. Submerge is going to hit just about any creature I need to remove. Definitely want to bring Red Blast for Ancestral Visions. It's never really want to resolve Ancestral Visions. I'm going to leave Spellsnare in the sideboard. Goyf is like the only thing I can really counter with it, besides like maybe a
Punishing Fire.
Punishing Fire.
Or a Jitte.
Right, or a Jitte. I'm not sure I necessarily want to bring in, have all 3. As far as dead cards come out, I feel like Force of Will is well, I'm going to take out my 2 Spell Pierces. They don't do nearly enough. They don't target nearly enough things in his deck. Definitely going to take out this other Spell Snare. I just think Pyroblast is going to be better here. And I also think I'm going to take out my 4 Force of Wills. I guess I'll be on the draw.
You'll be on the draw this game.
Yeah. So maybe in that sense, I'll take out a couple of dazes. Take out all 4 dazes and 1 Force of Will. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 cards for 8 cards. I'm actually not crazy about Force in this matchup just because he has all 2-for-1s and Force of Will 2-for-1s myself, so he can quickly gain card advantage just by having me Force of Will an early spell. We'll see how this match goes, and maybe I'll change up my sideboards for the next couple of games.
All right, I'll be on the play. Good luck.
Yep.
All right, so this is what I have for hand. I would say it's a definite keep. I have turn 1 plays. I have a lot of stuff going on, a lot of ways to interact. And as long as he doesn't get a god hand like he did last time, this should be a pretty fun game. So I'm going to keep.
Probably going to lose this game with this hand. But maybe not. I feel like this is a very flexible 7. We'll see what happens. See what he plays. This is always the tough part about Rodelver, is there's some 7s where you're just not quite sure. I guess this is still like a learning experience. We'll see how this turns out.
All right, so we're both keeping.
Yep.
I'm on the play. I'm going to start things off with a tropical island, make green, and play a turn 1 Birds of Paradise.
Yep.
This is the best turn for Birds of Paradise.
Yep.
Pass turn.
My turn 1 play. Land, go.
Land, go. Interesting. All right. Untap. Draw. So, with this deck, there's a couple different plays I could do. I could make some more conservative plays. But really what I want to be doing is I really just want to start putting the pressure on, keep him honest. And the way I'm going to do that, I actually have to think about this. So I'm going to start things off with a Ponder. Does that resolve?
Yeah.
All right, so Ponder resolves. And these are the cards I'm looking at. These cards, not so relevant. This, I would say, is pretty relevant. So I'm going to move that right to the top. Draw. And then go ahead and play a Grove of the Burn Willows.
Sure.
And then I will pay a blue mana. And I'll suspend Ancestral Vision.
Yep.
So as you can see, folks, we went the conservative route. And we'll see how that works. Go ahead. End step, he fetches, puts himself to 19.
Yep. It's probably the only chance I'll have to keep this mana open, so I will cast a Brainstorm.
Brainstorm resolves. No red blasts on this side of the table.
So we're going to put
We like proactive strategies, not reactive
back
strategies.
this and this. And we're going to untap. Draw this. So we know the top card here. So I'm going to cast this. And I will still ponder.
Resolves.
That's why we do it like that. So we were able to gas up our hand. And that's why I kept that opening 7, because I had Brainstorm Ponder. I just needed to draw threats, and I was able to do that. So on that note, I will submerge your birds.
That's huge.
So this will put them back on mana. You'll only have access to 2 next turn. I'm going to fetch. I'll get a Volcanic Island here.
Puts him down to 18.
And I'll play Grim Lavamancer.
Yikes.
So
My Birds of Paradise is not looking too sexy up here.
that's how you gain tempo back after going on draw. So I'm at 18. Played my Grim, and I'll pass turn.
Alright, so we're going to untap, trigger the Ancestral Visions, taking it down to 3 counters. Draw a Birds of Paradise. And here, I don't want him to gain any value out of that Grim Lavamancer. So I'm going to try and stop him in his tracks, have him go to 19, gaining 1 life so I can create red mana. And I'll Punishing Fire the Grim Lavamancer.
Yeah.
Resolves. And that resolves. I did not recast my birds. I kind of want to because I'm going to miss a land drop here, but
This
you
is
know,
huge.
I think getting rid of, if I played birds, he would have just used his mana to kill it, and
Yeah, that's definitely.
I'm not going to be able to progress the game, so I'm going to have to pass.
That's very good for me. You missing a land drop. It's very huge. I feel like I have a chance to win here. I feel like I have everything I need. Lead off for the ponder.
Sure.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Like this. And draw. I will cast a Delver Secrets
Ruh-roh.
and play land, and I'll pass.
Alright, so I untap, take this down to 2 counters. Maybe. Maybe. Draw for my turn.
Maybe you sideboard out Ancestral Visions in this matchup. I don't know.
I think cascading into it is still big enough.
Yeah, I mean, it just has to resolve.
There's only really like 1 card I even want to bring in.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
you might be right.
Run a Verdant Catacombs out there. Let's try our Birds of Paradise.
Sure.
Birds resolves.
Yep.
Fetch.
Resolves.
Fetch resolves. I go down to 19. Jesus. And we will get an Underground Sea. That way we have access to double blue, double green. And I mean, with birds, we have access to double everything now. But I just want to vary up my colors so that he can't just waste me out of the game if he happens to draw a Wasteland. So I'll go ahead. Unfortunately, I have to give him another life off of the Grove
Make it green.
to make a green mana. So he's at 20.
20.
And let's get a Tarmogoyf on the table.
He's a big boy. So we have instant, sorcery, land, creature. He's a 4/5.
Yes.
All right.
Goyf is a 4/5.
He resolves.
Now, I could have played Goyf on turn 2, but I decided to ponder an Ancestral Vision on that turn. And the reason I did that is because I wanted to make sure there was a sorcery in my graveyard before I cast Goyf, so that he can't just Lightning Bolt Goyf and kill it. I don't know if he has Lightning Bolt in hand, but I have to respect it.
Yep.
Pass turn.
I will trigger.
Fork Bolt.
Hooray.
That's like Lightning Bolt.
So what is actually Ghost's power toughness? Did we say
He's a 4/5. Yeah, I'll mark him with a counter.
That's relevant. I will deal 1 to birds and 1 to you.
Ouch. 2 for 1s. So I go to 18, and my shiny foil 7th edition birds dies.
That's the way I like to see him. Swing for 3.
So he's attacking for 3. I don't have the option of blocking it, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to just take it and go down to 15.
Now here's another question. What do I do here? I think I will cast a brainstorm.
Okay. Resolves.
I think I actually... sorry. It's a lot of thinking involved in this. Brainstorm's not the easiest card to play with sometimes because I have a lot of big decisions here. So I definitely want to play this card right here, this turn. And the question is, would I rather have one of these, or would I rather have this to make sure that this works? How many cards do you have, Matt?
Cards in hand, 2.
2 cards in hand. So it's probably likely that this is actually fine like this, and I can actually safely put this back. But stuff is going to remember at the end of the game. Alright, so Brainstorm resolves. I'll crack and go down to 19.
Gotta love that Grove.
I gotta love that Grove. Love it. Especially when I'm trying to race you in a racing situation. Get another Volcanic Island here, and I'll play another Delver.
Yikes.
The second Delver is always just as fun as the first.
Always.
Oh,
Cut for luck. Delver resolves.
Alright, so I am tapped out, and you can go.
So I'm going to untap. Take this down to 1 counter. Get there.
Yeah.
Draw. So what did I draw? I drew a land.
Sure. It's going to be a Bloodbraid Elf.
This could be a Bloodbraid Elf. Or I could return Punishing Fires. The only problem is I don't have red mana to cast it this turn. Yeah, I think I'm just going to cast the Bloodbraid Elf. So Bloodbraid, trigger Cascade.
Sure.
Cascades. Unfortunately, I can't Cascade into another Bloodbraid.
Yep, you get
Into a Tarmogoyf.
Pretty good.
Random order. This is random.
Yep.
And so now I have double Goyf and Bloodbraid.
Okay.
I'm representing more power than he is. So in a racing situation, that's obviously ideal.
I gained 1 from the Grove.
He does gain 1 because I needed it to make red. So he's back at 20. I'm going to go ahead and attack with my non-sick Tarmogoyf and my hasty Bloodbraid Elf for 7.
I'm counting 7 damage. I'll go to 17.
That would put you at 13.
Oh, yeah. That's right. So 20 minus 7 is still 13, huh?
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and check we're going to call a judge, but
We need a
I'm
calculator.
pretty sure that's how that goes.
Okay, alright.
We'll edit that out of the video.
Yep.
So
We're just going to check with the calculator and the judge.
okay. We confirmed 20 minus 7 is 13.
Okay. All right, we can move on.
So now I'm going to pass the turn. I'm tapped out. I have no more plays to make.
So I have a choice on the Delva trigger. Definitely gonna look at the life totals here. You are at 15.
I'm at 15.
And
he's at
I'm
13.
at 13.
So I definitely win the damage race.
Absolutely you do. And I'm also trying not to get screwed by your punishing fires, which will blow up my whole team.
It will blow up your whole team.
I'm going to reveal for this Delver here. Hit.
Is it charm?
Is it charms? A hit.
All right. Is it charm's very relevant. It can kill my Bloodbraid Elf, which is probably what it's going to do. Or he can use it to counter something. Or he's not going to draw cards. It's just not happening.
15's a lot of life.
Yes.
I must say.
3/4.
I'll attack for 6.
All right. So that's going to put me down to 9.
I will as a charm your Bloodbraid Elf here.
Thought so.
Alright. And I will pass.
All right. So I untap. Remove this last counter from Ancestral Visions. Does it resolve?
I do have a Pyroblast, Red Elemental Blast on the Ancestral Visions.
No! Alright.
Yep.
It would be nice to use this card once, but, you know,
It's that good.
you can't always get what you want.
It is that good.
Go to my draw step.
Yep.
Might be relevant. Who knows? So I'm going to go ahead and attack him for 8.
So 13 minus 8 is 5.
That's what that is. He's
Yep.
at 5 life. He's virtually on a 2-turn clock, but oh man, I could just be dead next turn because I don't have any flyers. I don't have a way of using my punishing fires, so maybe that Bloodbraid Elf cost me the game. If he ends up having a burn spell, then I'm just dead because I don't have another red mana to cast Punishing Fires, and yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and play a Creeping Tar Pit.
That's what I like to see. Nice
And-
cast land.
I'll play another Tarmogoyf.
Not worried about it.
So even if, let's see, worst case scenario.
Submerge, right?
Yeah, Submerge, anything. He could have anything. He's not going to have a Wrath effect, so
Right.
I'm not worried about that.
But this way, like a 1 blocker or a Submerge doesn't stop you from winning the game next turn. I guess error, and you also have that too.
Yeah, so I'm tapped out. F6. Go
Yeah.
ahead. I die because he has Lightning Bolt.
Right.
So really what I should have done is instead of casting that Bloodbraid, I should have used the Grove that turn to return my Punishing Fires and then punish one of his
Yep.
creatures this turn.
So this turn
I would have had a slower clock, but I would have been able to... Let's see. So that would have put me at 3 more life, would have been at 12, but I would have had 1 less Tarmogoyf. I would have just had the 1 Goyf, and then I would have had access to enough mana to Punishing Fires and play a Goyf.
So I feel like the real mistake was you not fetch a red source when
Yeah.
you got the Underground Sea.
Yeah.
Like I understand you're trying to get black for an Abrupt Decay, but you
Yeah.
had Punishing Fire in the graveyard,
That's
and
true.
it would
I
have
was
been much
relying
better.
too heavily on the Birds of Paradise.
Yep. So when I was tanking, I brainstormed, and I had the option of putting either another brainstorm back or another lightning bolt back. I chose to diversify and just keep the 1 lightning bolt. I figured you have 2 cards in your hand, and I'd only need to burn 1. But looking back, I never ended up casting this brainstorm because I was trying to, I don't know, I was trying to maximize my ability to find surgical extraction in response to that trigger.
Yep. So I lost games 2 and 3.
Yep.
We're going to go to game 4. I'm not going to change my sideboard. I think I'm playing all the right stuff.
So you're going to be on the play?
I'll be on the play since I lost. I'll be on the play. Good luck. You too. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's a couple things I like about this hand. Definitely some things I'm not crazy about. So for reference, this is my hand. I'm thinking about keeping it. My biggest problem with this hand is I don't have a great turn 1 play. It's a very slow hand because both of these, you don't really want to get both of those in the same hand. I do have this combo, which is very nice. It's basically the only reason I'm even thinking about keeping. You know what? I'm going to try and get there. We'll see if this hand's good enough.
This is what you call a weak Delver hand. There's not much going on here, but there's a couple of strong cards in this matchup. So we can see if we can get here with this kind of hand. This, and these two right here are very good. I don't know how I'm going to sequence these plays, but I do get to draw. And, you know, maybe I'll just draw everything I need off the top of my deck. So let's keep this. Let's see how this goes.
All right, I'm going to start it off with a Creeping Tar Pit.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Creeping Tar Pit doesn't actually worry me. That was the first land he played, so it may he have a 2-drop. Definitely not ready for him to cast a 2-drop yet, so we'll just use Wasteland. And pass.
Alright, draw. Alright, so he doesn't have any lands in play. Take this opportunity to fetch. I'm going to go ahead and grab a Volcanic Island.
So I have you at 19? For that
Yeah, that puts me down to 19.
Sure.
And I will tap it for a blue mana. And I'm going to Ponder.
Alright. That's a lot better than suspending ancestral items.
Immediate effect.
Yep, I guess.
Alright, so that's what we're looking at with Ponder. I like all these cards. I just have to think a bit about the sequencing. So next turn, I probably don't want to go for this quite yet. So I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to put them back in this order. Drawing that. And I'll go ahead and pass turn.
Worried of what he might have here. I guess there's still nothing that really worries me here. I'll waste your Volcanic.
Waste, he says. Waste resolves.
Your turn. Using these Wastelands aggressively. We'll see how if it screws me at all.
So I'm going to play a Treetop Village tapped and pass turn.
See, that's very good. That's exactly what I want to see. Now I can play a land that's not a Wasteland and actually play Grim Lavamancer here. It's going to be good. Pass.
Untap, draw. So now there's no more Ponder cards on top. I'm going to go ahead and play a Grove. You're going to gain 1 life because I'm going to make a red mana.
Yep.
So you're at 21.
It's not Punishing Fire.
And yeah, that's what's happening.
I might have walked right into that, but Let's see.
Now I'll pass the turn.
That could have been very bad. Grimmancus is very good in this matchup. Kills a lot of his creatures.
And I have the Punishing Grove combo going on. I'm pretty sure you don't have wastes in your hand.
I mean, how many wastes can one guy have?
He could have 3. He could have 4. If you want to get right down to it.
Alright.
I don't think he does, though.
So I have a lot of cards in my hand that don't actually need. So let's brainstorm.
That's a great way to get rid of cards you don't need.
Exactly. Yeah.
You heard it here first, folks.
So, like a champion, I am just playing awesome. This is drawing really well. Every card I've been drawing I can use. So we're going to think a minute about how we're going to put this back. I'm probably going to put it back like this. Because I don't actually need either of those cards. So... I'll play Fetch Lands.
Sure.
Fetch.
Put you down to 20.
Yep. I'm at 20.
Must be nice going down to 20 life.
Yeah. I'll play bad cards like Growth. Gain life to make a red. I'm going to use this opportunity to play a new Mongoose and go.
Alright, Nimble Mongoose. That's a card.
Yeah, it should be
Tap, draw. I can't hit that card with my Punishing Fires, but he's just a stupid little 1/1 right now, so I don't care. I'm going to play another Grove.
Yep.
And I'm going to make colorless with this one. Green. And let's run a Goyf out there.
Yep, Goyf beats everything I have.
And I could have played this Goyf earlier, but again, I chose to wait until there's creature, sorcery, instant land. Yeah. It just kind of blanks it to removal. He could still submerge it, which would definitely be annoying, but actually he can't submerge it because I don't control any forests, so there. Go ahead.
That's a requirement.
I'm glad I noticed that now, not after I played an island, a land. So he's definitely got some stuff to think about.
I have 6 cards in hand. Lots of stuff. Here I'm going to waste your Treetop Village, I guess. I guess I waste the village here. No point in wasting a Grove.
3 wastelands. Look at this guy.
Yeah, I'm a champion. I'm going to use Chance to Ponder here. And if I want it like that, I'll draw a card and pass turn.
All right. On tap, draw. Wow, I'm retarded. On his end step, I was supposed to make a red and return Punishing Fires, but I forgot.
That's how I win.
That's how you win. So I'm going to go ahead and attack with the Goyf.
Alright. Goyf, I have an instant, sorcery, land, and creature.
Yeah,
so
that makes him a 4/5.
It's a 4/5. I'll go to 16.
Yep. And then I'm going to play a land. Fetch.
I'll Stifle.
Stifle the fetch. All right.
Try to keep him off 3 mana here.
So I go down to 18. I'm going to have him gain 1 life, so he goes up to 17. And I'm going to attempt to cast another Goyf.
Yep.
Sweet. All right. Go ahead. Officially no longer care about that fetch being stifled.
Goif.
He has a Goif.
Your turn.
Alright, so untap, draw. Yeah. I'm winning the damage race here, so I'm going to go ahead and attack for 8. Blocks a Goif with a Goif. Alright, that's fine. Combat damage.
Oh, yep.
Okay. So combat damage happens. He takes 4, goes to 13. And second main phase, I'll make a red mana, so you gain a life, go to 14. And I will Punishing Fire your Tarmogoyf.
Huh. 2 punishing fires?
2 Punishing Fires, 2 Groves.
Yep. That's what I was worried about. Yep, that's how I lose this game. Alright.
Go ahead. So with that play, I was able to get rid of his Tarmogoyf, and without losing any board position. I'm feeling pretty good about that play.
I don't know how I'm going to win. Don't know how I'm going to win this game. Might have to do something crazy here. So, Goifs are 4/5s.
Goifs are 4/5s.
Yeah. Alright.
So he's choosing to attack. And what that tells me as an opponent is that he's just trying to get his damage in while he can. He's not going to block my Tarmogoyf unless it's a lethal attack. Because he wants to get as much value off of the Mongoose as possible. Hopefully, so that's going to bring me to 15. I don't know if it's going to be enough. It depends on the rest of his hand. Go to my turn. But it's probably his only option. Untap, draw. Wow. So I'm just drawing really good cards here. Not even sure I need to play them in order to win, but
Take 8.
I'll attack for 8.
Go to 6.
Put you down to 6. I might as well give him a spell he has to counter. I'll make 2 colorless mana and play a Jite. For the record, Jite is not an instant or sorcery.
I'm actually thinking right now. Hold on.
Oh, but this is just non-creature, so that works.
Right, Spell Pierce. So
Yeah.
I could use the Spell Pierce effect from Izzet Charm to counter it. It's going to make his Goifs huge. 5 is definitely a lot more than 6. I think what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to use the Careful Study ability.
Okay.
So 1, 2.
Looking back on this attack, I probably should have played the Jite before I attacked. In case he decided to counter it, I would have pumped my Goifs and done more damage. But these are the little things you learn in playtesting.
We'll discard Red Elemental Blast.
Seems pretty irrelevant.
Yeah. And this is very important here. I think I'll discard Fourth Bolt here.
Okay.
Alright.
Go ahead.
So I guess my outs there was drawing like some kind of submerge effect, drawing a Tarmogoyf would have been nice, drawing anything. Sitting at 6 life, staring down some Goyfs.
If I had played the GTA first and he countered it, he could potentially be at 4 life right now and looking at lethal damage. So, yeah, playing the GTA first definitely would have been correct.
Yeah, I mean, I was at a bad spot. I'm pretty ready to scoop here. There's not much I can do to come back.
You can live next turn probably, and then
yeah, I'll say go.
you might be able to draw out of this.
Yeah.
Now, because I said this, he is going to draw out of this.
Yeah, I'm gonna draw Brainstorm and Brainstorm to what I need. So
probably like Submerge and Tarmogoyf. Well, Submerge doesn't actually help you.
No,
because I have a lack of forests.
No forests.
And I'm going to use that to my advantage and not play a forest if I can get away with it. So I'll draw. Yeah, pretty ridiculous. This deck definitely has good games. I'll pay 2 colorless and equip a Tarmogoyf. Stifle, sure.
They are stifled because it's pretty much a time walk. You tap out for it.
Yeah, I tapped
that
out
way it's
for
not
it.
already equipped.
Yep.
So you have to do it again.
Right. No, that's definitely the right play.
Yeah.
Go to my attack step. Send with 2 Goyfs. He is forced to block. Goes down to 2 life. Now he's got to play 2 creatures this turn.
Yep.
Go ahead.
There's 1 creature, but that's not going to do it. I'll pass back and then die.
Yep.
I drew my surgical extraction in this game. Didn't actually really need it. You know?
Yeah,
I didn't
it's
have it when you
situational.
cast that second one, but I figured if you ever tried to return, I could get
blow
you
me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a huge blowout.
So that was game 5.
That was game 4.
That was game 4.
It's 2-2.
So I finally get to be on play again here. So we're gonna change some of my sideboard cards. Sorry there.
My strategy's not really going to change. I'm just going to stay the way I am.
So Garth is a huge problem. I cannot beat him with Goose. I need Delvers. And Gorf doesn't beat him either. I'm thinking Spell Snare is a more important card here than I'm actually giving it credit for. I definitely don't like this card, so I'm going to take all these cards out. So let's start doing that. We'll take out 4 Force of Will. Card is terrible.
Who did that? Literally no one in this room did that.
No one.
For those viewers at home.
So we're taking out 2 cards. We're going to add 2.
Enjoy playing Magic and Haunted Areas.
Bring in 2
It's on to
these.
death. He just wants to drink it for 2.
Is that guy good?
It's standard, yeah.
I hear a lot of talk about him. I don't play. See, I don't play standard, which kind of separates me pretty significantly from the rest of the TheEndStep team members.
Also, like exactly why you're here.
Yeah, I mean, I provide a different aspect on Magic. I don't really know a lot about standard. It's definitely, I've played it before. I built Jund back when Shards of Alara came out. And I had a lot of fun playing standard. But the reason I choose Eternal formats over standard is because, as you can see, I don't know if you can tell on the video, but I like to pimp out my decks a little bit. And when you pimp out a standard deck, you know that it's going to rotate. And I had a fully pimped, all foiled out Jund deck. You know, that's why I still have these foil Bloodbraid Elves. But yeah, I just I lost a lot of value on the rotation, and as a collector, it really hurt me. If I was strictly just a Magic player, I don't think it would bother me as much, but I also really enjoy the collection aspect. But don't get me wrong, Standard's definitely like the forerunner of Magic. It's the pro format. It has the biggest prize support. It's the only format where every 3 months you really get the opportunity to pioneer ideas. There's lots and lots of deck building involved. It's a very deep format, and if it weren't for the fact that it was rotating, I would definitely be into it. On the other hand, if anybody out there has a Tier 1 standard deck that they would like to lend me, I would love to play in some FNMs or any standard events. It's definitely difficult to invest in a format when you have to make such a significant investment all at once, and you're not even sure if you're going to like the deck you invest in.
Alright, so I will play.
Okay.
And let's draw them.
Alright, here we go. Game 5, 2-2. All the marbles, bragging rights. 4, 5, 6, 7.
Keep this all day.
I definitely keep this. This is my hand. Boom, boom, boom. In my room.
Alright, it's nice to have options here. I'm going to go off and throw Grim Lavamancer down.
Alright, so he's going to 19 right off the bat. Starting it with a Grim Lavamancer.
Yep, I'm at 19. You can go.
Alright, so I'll draw.
Got shot.
I'm going to play a Tropical Island, and I will pass the turn.
Absolutely. Would you like to cut? I'll draw for my turn. I will waste.
Alright, in response I'll float a blue mana.
Sure. Go to my attack.
I'll use my blue mana to brainstorm.
Sure.
Boy. Alright, so how's this going to play out? Cards. So I want to keep cards that are going to impact the game directly over the next couple of turns. This is definitely not going to do that. So this one's definitely going back. The rest of these cards are pretty awesome. But I'm going to get to draw at least one of them, so it doesn't actually matter what I put back at this point. So I'll just put back this card. He's attacking, he says. I go to 19.
Your turn.
Okay, so I'll draw.
Yep.
Hey, who knew? I'll go ahead and drop a Taiga.
Sure.
And I will use that to make green and cast a Deathrite Shaman.
Sure.
Go ahead. So it seems like he's thinking about whether or not to activate his Grim Lavamancer and kill my Deathrite. This tells me a few things. He probably has like a Lightning Bolt in his hand or another way to deal with it. But is it worth using a card from his hand to deal with this?
Basically, do I want to... I'm trying to think if I search for another land drop and risk killing Deathrite Shaman. Like, if I don't hit, obviously can't kill Deathrite Shaman.
Yeah, so if you ponder a Brainstorm and don't hit your land, you're
screwed. Yeah. So
screwed.
I think I definitely just kill it instead of trying to ponder and get a little greedy. This way it's a little safer.
Okay.
Yep, and you can go.
Alright, so I'll untap, Draw this card that we knew about. I'm going to go ahead and play a land for turn.
Sure.
I'll fetch. Going down to 18. I'm going to grab a Underground Sea, giving us access to all 4 colors.
Yeah.
And I will use my mana to cast Punishing Fire, targeting Grim Lavamancer, which is
I'll daze that.
dazed. Go ahead.
Sure. Play a land. I'll attack for 1.
Okay, I go to 17.
Sure.
All set?
Yeah, all set.
So it looks like we're playing a slow, grindy, controlling game, which is exactly where my deck wants to be. Hopefully he doesn't do anything too relevant in the next couple turns. I'm going to go ahead and pass.
Okay. Tap for a green.
Mm-hmm. Goose is good.
Tap for 1.
I go down to 16.
Your turn.
Let's see. End step, I'm going to fetch. Go down to 15.
I'll stifle.
Okay. Still end step. I am going to... I probably shouldn't have taken the 1 damage. I probably should have just abrupt decayed your Grim Lavamancer when you attacked.
Yep.
Wasn't really thinking that out.
Nope, can't be countered.
If I lose by 1, it's because I'm terrible.
Yep.
All right, my turn.
Sure.
Tap, draw. Play a land. I will brainstorm.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. I'm going to put these cards back. Nope, sorry. These 2 cards back. This one because I'm definitely, well, both of them because I'm not going to use them this turn. Yeah. So I'll put those back like that. And I'll go ahead and pass.
Ponder.
Yep.
Attack for 1.
14.
So, things to think about. Play another mongoose. Your turn.
Okay. I'm going to untap. Yep. Draw for my turn.
Yep.
So now I have a couple options. Let's see. Does he have Stifle? I will attempt to fetch.
Sure.
All right. So does not have Stifle. I'm at 13.
Yep, 13.
Yeah. I didn't really want to shuffle away the card on top, but my deck is not giving me a whole lot of choice in the matter. Probably don't want to get rid of... Probably want to get a green-red. I can risk losing blue. I can't risk losing green. These are probably the two most prominent colors in the deck. I'll play a land for turn. And I will cast a Shardless Agent and trigger Cascade.
Cascade. Resolves.
Wish I could Cascade into that. Cascade into a Bloodbraid. I mean, into a Deathrite.
Yep, I have responses.
Okay.
Alright, so you're at 14.
Yep.
13, I'm sorry.
Yeah, 13.
I'm at 19. You have how many cards in your hand?
3.
3 cards. 3 awesome cards in this hand.
They are all awesome.
Alright. I will daze your Deathrite Shaman.
Yep, that's definitely going to help him at least attempt to pull ahead, because with this guy in play, these will be 1/1s for the rest of the game. So it was definitely the right play getting rid of that. Go ahead.
I have 5 cards in my graveyard.
Okay.
Alright. Cast the Delver.
You got a Delver.
Pyroblast.
Pyroblast. So now he's got a couple of 3/3s. No, he doesn't.
Nope, there's still only 2 1/1s, and I'll attack for 2.
Alright, I'm at 11.
Yeah, maybe I could have sequenced my plays a little bit better there, so that I actually have 7 on this attack. But I think I'm actually happy with the Delver Secrets out on the table. So we will pass turn.
Alright, he's got 1 card in hand. It's not a red elemental blast. Tap, draw. It could be. I guess it could be. I'm going to go ahead and cast a Bloodbraid and trigger Cascade.
Yep.
So, Wooded Foothills, Brainstorm.
Brainstorm's a good one.
Not the worst thing to Cascade into.
No, I do wish I had...
Go ahead and draw 3. Put 2 cards back. So what cards am I not going to use at all this game? I'm not going to use this, and because I have that, and I don't think I need this, so I'll put that back. Play a land for my turn.
Sure.
Fetch.
Sure.
So I'm down to 10.
Yep.
Go ahead and shuffle those Brainstorm cards away. And grab Tropical Island. And I will use it to cast a Deathrite Shaman.
Yeah. It's going to be good.
So now, I could attack here. I think I want to leave up blockers because I'm at such a low life total, and even if he gets Threshold, I can potentially make a trade, and I know for a fact that's not a trade he wants to do. The only reason he would make that trade is because he might kill me next turn. Go ahead. Delver triggers. Pyroblast. Awesome. Alright, so we're getting in. Alright, just 3 damage. I'm at 7. We know he has the Pyroblast.
Pass turn.
Alright, so untap. Now I'm in really good shape. I do not believe that he will be winning this game.
No, probably not.
Draw for my turn. Wow, and I just drew the absolute nuts. I'm not going to be activating Creeping Tarpit this turn. I'm going to go ahead and cast a Shardless Agent, trigger Cascade.
Sure.
And that will get us Ancestral Visions, which he will Pyroblast.
Yes.
Alright. That's fine. I will pass the turn.
I have 7 cards in my graveyard, but I am not foolish enough to think that they will stay. They'll continue to be 7. Deathrite is pretty damn good here. If I had a bolt, it would have been pointed at his face as soon as he hit the table. I do not. So I guess swinging for a 3 in the air is going to be all my attacks.
All right. So I'm going to respond.
Please do.
I'm going to go ahead and Abrupt Decay his Deathrite Shaman. I mean his Insectile Aberration.
Yep.
Uncounterable. It's the reason that this card is really, really good. It's just absolutely really hard to deal with.
Yep. Is that all you say?
That's all I say.
All right. Second main.
Goyf. Okay.
I'll pass.
All right. He does not have lands in his graveyard. Otherwise, I would exile one with Deathrite. Untap. Draw. Do you have any cards in your hand?
1 card.
All right. I'll pay a fetch land and crack it.
Sure. 6.
Go down to 6. Somewhat in the danger zone here. I'll get a Bayou.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go too crazy this turn because I am at such low life. I want to be very careful how I make my plays. So what I'm going to do is I will cast this Tarmogoyf.
Spell Snare.
Oh, that's disappointing. That's really disappointing. So now we're in rough shape. We're both out of cards. He has way more power on the table. I can't make any profitable attacks. That's for sure. I could attack with this Creeping Tar Pit, but that leaves me wide open to just whatever he wants to be doing. So I'm just going to go ahead and pass the turn here.
So yeah, now I have to deal with combat math. I hate doing combat math. So Goyf, I have you have an artifact in there, I believe.
Yes.
Shardless Agent.
Yep, I should have one in there somewhere.
Yep.
Yep.
So we have artifact, creature, instant,
Land and sorcery.
Yeah. Is that the only artifact you have?
Yeah.
All right. So
Well,
you can
in Jite, but
well
it's
like
the
in
only
that
artifact
yeah
in the graveyard.
So you could take that out, bring him down to a 4/5. Worst case scenario. Threshold looks safe, so the 3s look safe. He's at 6. I could swing out with everything. So Goyf is a 4/5. Let's just say 4/5. Definitely, if he's gonna kill it, he has to trade with 2 creatures. That's good. This one he can block here, here, and Goyf is still a problem. The problem is if he kills both geese and then leaves me with just a Tarmogoyf, that opens me up to Abrupt Decay, just blowing me out of the water. I can't do anything about Abrupt Decay. Man, critical decision time. 6 life. Destroy your board. You're going to get value back with Deathrite Shamans. I know it. If I keep gaining life. So I think I have to swing out and force you to make a block here. Force you to make some blocks.
All right. So that's really, I didn't want him to do that, but he did. So now I have to deal with this. So I could trade 2 for 1 and block his Goyf, remove my Shardless Agent, and gain some life. go to 8 life, and then take 6 and go to 2. Then I'm dead to any burn spell. I could just chump block all 3, and all my guys would die, and all his guys would live. That doesn't. Yeah, yeah. It would leave me with 0 and him with 2, which doesn't sound great. I'm not huge. How many cards are in your graveyard?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
He has 9 cards in his graveyard, so I'm definitely not taking Threshold away from him this turn. I think what I'm going to do is I will stand up my Creeping Tar Pit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to block your Mongoose with my Pit and my Bloodbraid Elf. And then before damage...
Oh, like this?
Yeah.
Okay, both Mongoose.
Yep. And then before damage, those will be my only blocks. And then...
You'll gain 2?
I can't. I don't have the green mana.
Yep.
I'm just going to exile your Spell Snare and have you lose 2.
Alright. So
I go to 1.
So you go to 1,
Yep.
and I go to 17?
Yep. My Bloodbraid and my land dies. Your
die.
geese die.
Yep.
Do you have a burn spell in your hand?
I do not. I would have already thrown it at you.
Okay.
I will pass.
So I don't have a way of dealing with this Goyf next turn.
Right. And you got a lightning bolt still.
But fortunately, I drew the best card in Magic.
Yeah, it could be anything.
So I'm going to go ahead and Brainstorm. Okay. All right. This is acceptable. I'm going to put them back in this order. Well, I keep 1. I'll put these 2 back. I'll go ahead and cast a Tarmogoyf.
Resolves.
I mean, I'm still not out of the woods. He could draw removal, but at least for now, I can negate his attack and kind of start chipping away his life total, or gain life, whichever is more relevant. Pass. Goyf is a 5/6, right?
Yep, 5/6. 4 bullet, you'd have to write Shaman. So we're at parity. If I target you, you just exile something and go up to 3.
Yep.
So I just can't let you run away.
Yep.
With the game.
In this situation, I have to exile one of his creatures and gain 2 life. Put myself at 3, so he can't just draw another Fork Bolt and win. He could draw a Lightning Bolt and win, but
yep, so
I'm going to hope he doesn't do that.
So what do you go to?
That puts me at 3.
Yep.
And you're at 17?
Yes. Your turn.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and ponder. How did I know that was there?
It's alright. I see 2 new cards.
Yep. Okay. So this really couldn't be going any better for me. I'm going to go ahead and draw an Abrupt Decay.
Yep.
And I will Abrupt Decay his Tarmogoyf. And then I'm going to get in there. He doesn't have any haste creatures, so I'm going to attack for 7.
Yep.
So you go down to 10. Awesome. Very happy with that draw.
Yep.
Go ahead.
So I'm just looking for a burn spell here, really.
You really need Lightning Bolt.
Yeah.
Within the next...
turn.
Yeah. Or something to get in the way. You should submerge my Shardless Agent.
Yeah.
So that I
good
get
idea.
to draw it again and play it again.
So I drew Wasteland. I'm definitely going to use it this turn. I mean, it doesn't have a huge impact on the game, but I definitely don't need it on my side. and I don't want him doing too broken of things.
You don't want me to do more than one thing.
Right. I'm just trying to think of what kind of things I don't want you to do, and man, it's tough.
I have access to double of every color.
Right, except, like, yeah, I don't want you, maybe, like, you brainstorm into a Ponder or something like that, or brainstorm into a Charlotte's Agent or something like that.
Right.
So I'm thinking of taking out a blue source, and it'll probably be one of your blue-green sources here.
Okay. So you're going to waste my trop?
Yeah, I'll waste your trop.
I have nothing in hand, nothing in play, but since mana no longer causes mana burn, I will float a blue mana just for good practice.
Yeah, just so you don't forget. Your turn.
All right. So I know I'm not drawing into anything live. This doesn't help here at all. This card's been really bad in this matchup, but I'm not ready to call it a wash just yet. I'm going to go ahead and attack for 7, put him down to 3 life.
Yep.
And I'm going to hope he doesn't draw a blocker or a lightning bolt.
Yep.
Go ahead.
That's a blocker.
That's a blocker. All right.
You have a lot of outs to this card.
Yep. None of them are this card, though.
Oh, you know that card. Yes.
Know this card.
It was Ponder. That's true. That's the effect of Ponder.
Wow. So I'm in, well, no, you have to block here.
I do.
Attack with everything.
Go to 1.
So that's not so bad. He's down to 1 life.
This is my graveyard for reference. I've not drawn a lightning bolt this game. I've also not drawn a brainstorm this game.
Yep. So I'm still not really comfortable with the way this is going, but I'm doing everything I can do.
Yep.
So go ahead.
Yep. I mean, it's a lot of luck here, and I didn't draw it, so...
All right.
Good games.
Great games. So this is not necessarily a good or bad matchup for either deck. As you can see, there was a lot of back and forth. Games 2 and 3, he just crushed me. He got that 3 Delver hand, which is nigh unbeatable. And even this last game, he didn't draw his lightning bolt, but he had, let's see, he could have drawn 1 of 4 lightning bolts, or 1 more Is-It Charm, 1 forked bolt, 4 ponders, or 4 brainstorms.
You were actually at 3, so I did need the lightning bolt.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was at
Yeah,
I was at 3.
I would have used as a charm to Careful Study just for the card draw, because I had a extra land in my hand. I could have discarded to actually keep a lightning bolt.
So you had about 12 outs.
Yeah, it's nice to.
And there were only 40
outs,
cards left in his deck, so just because he didn't beat me in this particular instance doesn't mean it's a bad matchup.
Yeah.
That was definitely a real tight game. I feel like I should have won game 2, I believe it was. That was the one where I didn't fetch out my red land.
Right, you got screwed.
Yeah. So I think I probably, a better player would have won that game in my seat, but you know, that's the thing about playing decks like this, is there's a lot of opportunities to make mistakes, a lot of opportunities to give your opponent an incremental advantage, and it doesn't really matter how small it is if they have you know, something that's advantageous over what you're doing over the course of the game that's really going to make your life difficult.
So, on the play, I like to have access to all 4 dazes. So I took out the remaining Force of Wills. I also took out a Pyroblast to board in one of my spell snares. I'm thinking Goyf is extremely important in this matchup, and whoever has the Goyf is going to win. He's the biggest creature on the table every game. I just really have to make sure that my opponent cannot land his Goyf. So I'm thinking that Spell Snare is going to be very important card in this matchup.
I agree.
For Tarmogoyf. Like,
And
I can get Punishing Fire too, and that's actually does it's not dead, you know.
And I think taking the forces out was correct for the reasons that you mentioned. You said that this is a 2-for-1 on yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm already doing so many things that are a 2-for-1 against you.
Yeah.
Like any spell that I cascade into, that's a 2-for-1. I'm paying for 1 spell and getting 2 effects. And then he's using 2 cards to negate that. So I'm still going to have one of those effects go through, and he's going to be down 2 cards. So I tend to agree with taking out Force of Will because he really needs more solid answers.
Going forward, too, there might be more room. Maybe I'd board in the other second spell snare and just find something else to take out. This matchup is definitely very, very strange for me. I haven't played against Jund or this kind of Cascade deck before. But yeah, if Goyf, you have Goyf, I'm not going to win that game unless I have, 2 or 3 Delvers. But you have,
my Goyfs are always better than your Goyfs.
Yep, and
mostly always.
Yep.
I mean, you play the same number of of removal spells, so really our Goyfs should be equal.
Yeah, but you play instant removal spells. Like Fork Bolt's a sorcery.
Yeah.
Also, you have recurring punishing fires.
Yeah, the recursion is really what sets it apart.
Your deck is definitely not worried about a singleton Delver.
No, it shouldn't be. I mean, I still lost to it on game 2 because I
had 3 of them. That's still different.
You had 3, but I would have been. I believe I would have been able to do something about it if I had played correctly.
Yeah. These two decks, though, are definitely very, very strong.
I feel like they're also a good representation of what you could expect to see if you went to a large Star City or any large event, any event with 50 or more people. Yep. You can expect to see
at least one Rug Delver.
You're definitely going to see a Rug Delver deck.
It's a very popular deck.
This 4-color Cascade deck is more of a new concept. It really didn't exist before. It did exist in another form, but it wasn't nearly as playable before Deathrite Shaman was printed. Mm-hmm. Deathrite Shaman's really he goes in every color of deck. I honestly think that's the first. I think he's the most bannable card that's been printed in recent history.
Yeah. See if it follows the same road as Mental Misstep. Mental Misstep was designed to go in every deck, but only the blue decks were able to abuse them. Now this is a black-green creature that can go in either black or green decks. We'll see if he actually finds a home and actually makes a deck that's clearly the best deck in Legacy.
Right, and that's the thing is this deck does. I feel like it fully utilizes him because I have access to black and green, so I can use both of his modes, and I can definitely take advantage of his first mode in providing mana. Because I play 10 fetch lands, 80 to 90% of your opponents are going to play fetch lands, and I have a lot of high casting cost spells that I want to ramp out early.
Yep. Yeah, but it was a good session. Learned a lot.
Definitely a lot of learning. It was a really good session. I agree. Yep. Great games, great opponent. I always enjoy playing you, Adam.
Thanks for everyone for joining us, and we'll hopefully do this again sometime.
See ya.
Signing off.